Let's talk about periods and breastfeeding. Frequent routine breastfeeding should delay the onset of your period from weeks to months to years. When you are stimulating the breast routinely, baby is breastfeeding every 1, 2, or 3 hours. They are breastfeeding overnight with no pumps and bottles, no pacifiers, no sleep training. This is the best way to stimulate your hormones to keep your breastfeeding hormones high and your baby making hormones low. So more breastfeeding equals more hormones of prolactin, your milk making hormone, and oxytocin, your cuddle love making hormone that releases the letdown of your milk, and it keeps your estrogen and progesterone levels at a different rate to try to prevent your periods from coming back again. This is also known as the lactational amenorrhea method of birth control, meaning you're exclusively breast milk feeding, no bottles, no pumping, no pacifiers, baby is sleeping close to you overnight, and your period has not come back yet. It is considered over 95% effective for the first 6 months to keep you from getting pregnant again. This is nature's biological family planning to help space babies out. Now, there are many factors that go into when your period will start back again. We do know in the research that if you are pumping, it works very different than a baby in releasing your hormones. If your baby is sleeping long stretches overnight, if you're not routinely stimulating the breast, if you're using a pacifier instead of the breast to calm and soothe the baby, that's time away from your body to release those hormones to tell your body, I have a young baby, I do not want to make another one. Okay, but that is different for everyone. Age plays a factor, genetics play a factor, diet, and I've even seen hormone-based birth control history all play a factor in when your period will come back postpartum. Now, again, like I've said, for some people, they may not get a period the entire time that they breastfeed. I have seen some people go 1 or 2 years without ever having a period. And I've seen other people that as soon as their losha, the uterus clearing all of its placental tissues and all of the blood supply needed to support that pregnancy, I've seen as soon as that stops, their first period comes back. So we really don't know what your body will do, and there is a wide variety of normal. Now, that said, there are a couple factors that come into play with periods. So the first is ovulation. Most of the time, most people will have 1 or 2 light spotting cycles where no ovulation has taken place. It's kind of the body's warm up preparation of getting ready to start cycling to be able to get pregnant again. But there are still many people out there that will ovulate before ever having a period. So it is possible to get pregnant while breastfeeding before you ever have a period. So be mindful of that. Again, there's a wide range of normal in that, but it is absolutely possible to get pregnant while breastfeeding before you have a period again. Usually, but not always, there's a wide variety of normal. Usually, cycling with periods starts again when baby is sleeping longer overnight or starting solid foods, usually around that 6-month mark. Now, in our modern society where sleep training, getting baby to sleep longer, scheduling feedings, watching the clock instead of the baby, I do often see cycling start sooner when baby does not have uninterrupted, unscheduled time at the breast. So do be mindful of how you are approaching your feeding, that any time away from the breast can increase the likelihood of that period coming back sooner to get you pregnant again. I will also warn you that during periods, your breastfeeding hormones and your period pregnancy hormones are in opposition of each other. Your body is fighting different things, feeding the baby, trying to make another baby. So when you start cycling again, there is this natural dip and ebb and flow in hormones that happens around the time of your cycle. So many people, not everybody, but many people will experience a dip in their breast milk supply and a change in how it flows 2 or 3 days before the period starts and through the period. And then as soon as you stop bleeding, everything balances out. Supply tends to come back up, flow goes back up. That's because your hormones are in opposition to each other during that time of the month. So what does that mean? I often see babies get fussier. They start to get more aggressive at the breast. You may say, I don't feel like there's as much milk in there. I feel like when I pump, I'm not pumping as much milk. I feel like baby is still hungry again. That is usually a sign that you're going to start your periods again. You still have milk there, but during periods, the flow usually slows. That milk can taste a little saltier because of hormone influences, and the volume can drop. So when I hear all of these factors, my baby's frustrated, I feel like my milk is slowed, I feel like baby is angry at the breast, I will usually say, has your period come back yet? And usually 4 or 5 days later, the parent will say, oh my gosh, you were so right, my period started. I had some light spotting. I noted my cervical fluids were changing. So these are all signs that your period has come back and that you're going to start cycling again. So what can you do? There are definitely some things that can help. I normally recommend to my patients that they take a calcium and magnesium supplement, up to 1,000 milligrams of calcium with 500 milligrams of magnesium. The research has shown that this can help reduce that drop, that supply drop. There are also herbal supports that many people will find are helpful during hormonal changes on milk supply during their cycles. This is not medical advice. This is what many people have found to be helpful in their journey. The hormone supportive herbs are herbs like shatavari, ashwagandha, moringa, and anything that helps build your blood with its iron, because during periods you're having a blood loss and milk is made from blood. So anything that supports your blood, your iron levels. Now again, these are what many people find helpful. They may not be helpful for you based on your individual hormone journey, your unique nutritional system, and any deficiencies that you have. So if you are concerned at all about your milk supply during your periods, I often recommend to go see either a naturopathic practitioner or a functional medicine physician to make sure that you aren't deficient in any key nutrients. You're not deficient in B vitamins, you're not deficient in vitamin D, in iron, you're not anemic. So we want to make sure that your unique specific body is as balanced and supported as possible. So while these are the general recommendations during periods, a calcium and magnesium supplement and herbal support that can help with female hormone balancing, make sure that if you have any concerns about your supply during your periods, that you are either working with an IBCLC lactation consultant who can do a full history on you, your baby, and your body to make sure we're not missing anything. And if you need to find a naturopathic or functional medicine physician in your local area who could do lab work to make sure that you're not deficient in any key nutrients. It is also essential for everybody to remember that if you are pumping, that you are using the correct size flange and have a quality pump, which can impact how much milk is coming out. So that is periods and breastfeeding, the basics of what you need to know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any concerns, you can schedule a private virtual consultation with me at lalactation.com. Now you know.